Okay, welcome back. This is the second spinner video, so we're going to make another fidget spinner. So let's have a look at the my inspiration here, which is from the internet. All kinds of designs, but let's choose another simple one. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I think I'll just choose this one right here. So I'll double click on that so you can see it a bit better. Okay. Now I'm going to close this and just show you a little handy trick. I can go to my Sketchup file here. Let's go to a top view. Again, we'll make sure that the camera is on parallel, not perspective. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and then I'm going to go to the File menu, click on Import, and make sure that when you go to the folder that you've saved your images, you change the right-hand side here to All Supported Image Types. Right, so we're not importing something that's 3D, we're actually importing something that's 2D. And I think that most of the images are JPEGs, and you can see the JPEGs there. So if you only click on JPEG, then there might be a couple of picture formats that you won't see in the window. So let's just choose all supported image types, and I'm going to click on that and click on import, and I'm just going to put it down. I'll just put it there to look at it while I'm drawing. Okay, it actually lets me size it, so I'll just do that. It's only for reference. Okay. Use the hand to move over there, or if you remember, hold down Shift. If you've got another tool selected, hold down Shift and press the middle wheel. That's the hand. Okay, and now I can see that. I think I'll actually move it to the other side, right about there. Okay, so we're going to go on to spinner 2 and make that the active spinner. And if I hide spinner 1, I think that all of the everything's deleted. So I need to actually put this onto spinner 2 layer. And now I can hide spinner 1, and I can start drawing again. So I'm going to start with a circle. Start right about there. Go out, not at an angle, but to the right. Type in 11, enter. By the way, the 22mm ball bearings are standard skateboard ball bearings. If you have any of those around, that you can use those. And that's just for the position of the central hole. And I'm going to click again in the center there and go out to about 40, like we did in the first video. Okay, I want to make it smoother, so I highlight the circle with the selection tool, not the disk, not the blue dots, but the actual outer circle. And at the moment, if I look at entity info, you can see it's only 24 segments. So let's change that to a number that's divisible by 3, and you'll see why in a minute. So we're going to choose, let's try 60. That looks good, nice and smooth. Okay, now I'm going to make the cutouts. So let's draw another circle. And this time, I think I will make the cutouts here. You can see that the center of these cutouts is not on the edge of the circle, so it's not this. I could do that, but you can see that you get sort of almost a semicircle cutout. But I want more than that. I want the bottom of this circle to almost reach the bearing, but not quite. Okay, so I'll start maybe by eye about there. And then do something like that. Now if I did that, that would actually be no good. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean, because I'm going to get the rubber tool and rub that out and rub that out. And you can see that if I did that, then when it reached that bit right there, this section and this section would fall off, because we need to remember that that's where the bearing is. So we need to give ourselves a little bit of space there to hold everything together. I say maybe right about there. So let's undo that. Grab the circle again and go there. I think I'll undo that, and I'll move up a little bit more this time. That looks pretty good to me. if I want to be exact with it, I can look at the radius at the bottom right hand corner. It says 15. I can just type in 15 to make it exactly. Okay. And now, before I rub those out like that, I actually want to copy this circle. So I get my selection tool. I actually want to highlight the entire circle. That's interesting. It's not letting me smooth it out. I think it's because I've got two sections like that. But I can smooth this section out. So let's increase that number, maybe to 32. Enter. That smoothed it out, so that's good. I don't need to worry about the other. And now I'm going to copy that. I can copy the whole thing. It doesn't really matter. And get my rotate tool. Okay, so there's the rotate tool. I want to click. Right, this is important. If I've got nothing selected, it's very difficult to rotate something, because whatever you grab, it'll start to rotate around. It's very, very awkward around. It's all difficult. I'm not explaining this very well. Let's try again. When you want to rotate something, use your selection tool to pre-select what you want to rotate. So I want to rotate that circle, just those two sections like that. Okay. Then get your rotate tool once you've pre-selected what you want to rotate. And then the first click will be the center of rotation. Well, because I want to rotate that circle around the center of the original circle, I need to make sure I'm clicking on the origin, and then just click once and let go of the mouse button. Now, I'm going to establish where I'm rotating from. Okay, so it makes sense to keep it on the axis going up like that. So I click again. It doesn't need to be on the object, it can be up here. Click again, and that's like the other handle. So the inner circle was the center of rotation, and now this is like I'm rotating it around there. And of course, to make the copy, I just tap the control button, like so. And now, if you know your maths, you know that 3 copies means we need to take 360 degrees and divide it by 3, which gives us 120. Now, if I look at the bottom right hand corner, you can see the angle. But instead of just doing it by hand, I'm going to just type in the value. So 120, enter. Okay. Now I'm going to do something special. I'm going to press the letter X, lowercase, and press the number 2, enter. You guessed it, the lowercase x looks like a multiplication symbol. So if I want to do something more than once, you simply do the action first, and then without touching your mouse, this is very important. Let's undo this so you can see. Select what you want to move or rotate. In this instance, grab the rotate tool, click on the center of rotation, and don't do it sloppy. Make sure it says origin. Click once, let go of the mouse button. Establish the other end of the rotation line. I'll click up there. Tap Control to make a copy. Now, I'm going to let go of my mouse once I've decided what direction. So I'm going to do this clockwise. Now I'm going to completely let go of my mouse. That's very important because I do not want to touch the mouse after I type in the number, because I want to also type in a multiplication factor. So I'm going to type in 120 for the degrees, enter, and then x2, enter. The x2 basically means 2 copies, and that's done. Now I'm going to use the rubber. Rub this out, rub that out, rub this out, rub that out, like so. I do want to have some holes here for weights, and if we're using the same fidget spinner bearings for the weights, which are on the outside, then I would need a 22mm circle again. And I want it to be, let's just say, exactly centered between the outside of this circle and the inside of that circle. Well, if I want to make it perfectly centered, what I could do is draw a line. I call these helpers. And I could draw it from I wonder if this would work. I know, I've got a better idea. Let's draw a line from there straight down to there. Okay, because that's an edge of a circle. We know that that's the radius of the overall circle. Perfect. And it's also straight down. That means I can grab my circle tool now, and anytime you have a line segment, right, so a line segment means from one endpoint to another endpoint, and if you had a larger line, the endpoints are if you have anything intersecting it, like that. So here's a line segment from that point to that point. And if I hover with the circle tool near the middle, watch what color the little dot in the middle changes to. It goes light blue, and you get a little bubble that says midpoint. So I'm going to click, and now I'm going to go to the right or down, and hopefully we'll have enough room to make a radius of 11. Enter. Just enough room. It was pretty close. I almost thought we might have to redo it. In fact, I probably will redo it for the real one, just because I don't think that that's enough space from there to there to be strong enough. We could even get a rough measurement from it. So if I grab that tape measure tool and zoom in, just get a rough idea from there to there. Oops. From there to there, it says 1.76. So that's really not enough plastic. So let's undo that. That's not enough plastic to be strong enough. So I could do one of two things. I could use a smaller weight, such as a large marble or something, but it would be smaller than a ball bearing. And I know that those can be good for these. I've seen marbles used. But just for this one example, let's just carry on. Okay, so I've got the circle there. And I want to delete actually that line. So let's get the rubber tool. Incidentally, if you can't see things because the guides, the axes are in the way, click on View, turn off the axes temporarily. Now I can rub these things out that I don't need. Okay. I lost the fill, but don't worry, I'll show you how to get that back. But what I want to do at the moment, turn the axes back on at this point, is I want to rotate this circle. So I get the rotate tool right there, click on the center like that. In this instance I could go down, I could even go down all the way to there, click, and I'm going to type in 120 enter times 2 enter. What did I forget to do? To make a copy, I forgot to press the control button. So let's redo that. Click there, press control, type in 120 enter, x2 enter. And now I can delete the fill there. And here's the little trick. To make the fill come back again, you have to make sure it's an enclosed, fully enclosed, watertight shape. In other words, if you zoomed in a lot, and I'll do it on purpose, but as a mistake on purpose. Okay, let's just get rid of that fill. If you didn't realize it, okay, if you didn't realize that there was a little hole there, then you'd have major problems trying to 3D print this. Okay, so you basically need to make sure you're using all the features that I'm showing you for snapping, etc. Okay. So to fix the fill problem with this, you simply need to get the line tool and just connect any 2 points on the inside, like so. I stand corrected. Let's try just drawing a line through the center, see what happens. No. Let's try a line across there. That did it. I can see a problem now. Yeah. Let's go back to the original problem. There we go. This is what we wanted. I'm going to do it by eye. Let's go here, type in 11, enter. So if you accidentally delete the blue, undo and try to do it another way. And I'll show you the fix another time. Click there, click down, press Control, rotate a little bit, type in 120, enter, times 2, enter. At this stage I can click on that, press delete, delete, delete. Okay. At this stage I want to make it 3D, so I go to a 3D view, get my push-pull tool, hover over that to make it go dots, click once, let go, push up, type in 7, enter. Triple click it, 1, 2, 3, edit, make group, go to materials, I'm just going to make it a solid color. Okay, now I need to get the bearings from spinner 1 and copy one of them over to this spinner. So to do so, I need to unhide spinner 1. Then I'm going to make spinner 1 the active layer. Get my selection tool, click on that central spinner. You can see it's highlighted. And now I'm going to say edit, copy, and then edit, paste in place. Paste in place means it put a copy exactly right there. So there's actually two spinners overlapping each other. Now what I need to do is get my selection tool, deselect everything by clicking over here. Click on there. That selected one of the spinners. And then I simply need to go to the entity info box where it says layer and change it to spinner 2. Okay. Now I should be able to make spinner 2 active and then hide spinner 1 layer. And now we have a bearing on the spinner 2 layer. And now it's just a matter of lining it up with these holes, so I'll just do that by eye for this example. So go to a top view. Actually, I think we could probably use a technique to do this. So let's get a line, click on the center there, and then try to click right about the center. See, that's not centered. Let's try something else here. Let's try bisecting this circle, like so. And that's just so we can find the center of the circle, like that. And now we can go to there. And now we've got two reference points. So if I highlight this bearing, we can actually get rid of this line here. Get rid of that line. If I highlight the bearing first, get the move tool. If I click on the center, exactly on the endpoint of that line, and then press Control, and then click on this endpoint of that line, it made it just in the right position. So let's do it again. Let's find the center of this circle. And then we should be able to click on that, get the move tool, tap Control to make a copy, click on the center of that circle, which is the endpoint of that diagonal line, and then click on the center of that circle, which is the midpoint of that horizontal line. One more. Let's bisect this circle. And by the way, if you get it wrong, you'll know, because it'll look funny. Now let's highlight that bearing, get the move tool, click on the center of that horizontal line. Oh, tap Control to make a copy, and put one right there. Okay, now I can pretty much highlight that horizontal line and press the delete key on my keyboard. Same thing there. Same thing there. Go to a 3D view. Bit of a problem. They somehow snapped onto the top, so I'm going to go to a front view. Click on that one. Hold down Shift. Click on that one. Hold down Shift. Click on that one. Then I'm going to click on the Move tool. And for this kind of thing, I do not want to touch the object. Right? I actually want to click out here somewhere. Once they're selected, I just click here. I push straight down, not at an angle, but straight down, and then I type in the correct value, which is the thickness, which is 7, enter. Go back to a 3D view, you can see that fixed the problem. It's good when things don't work right, because then I can show you how to fix common problems like that. Okay, I actually should have grouped this. So let's get rid of the photo now. And now that I've got the bearings inside the spinner, remember, is a group, but the bearings are separate. So if I were to grab the move tool and move that, I don't get the bearings. So I want to make another group. And basically, since the spinner is already a group, now I'm having another group. Make group. Boom. So it's a group within a group. Now if I get the move tool, it moves as one thing. Okay, this has been video number 2. I'm going to make a third one and maybe even a fourth. So see you soon.